guys, I'm Bella, the maker mama boss lady behind Bella's Custom Crochets, and this is episode 4 of my podcast. Changed up the intro right there. I like that. Today is, I'm recording on at least, January 28th, perhaps, maybe. You're not gonna know the difference. 2020, and like I said, this is episode 4, and I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you today. It's all over there, I'm looking at it. I think I just have finished objects. I don't really have any whips that I'm going to be talking about today, and I have some purchases and some news and stuff and such. So we will get right into that, I suppose. The only slightly administrative-y thing, I have to eat my words because I said I wasn't going to, and it's only episode 4, and here we are. But I made a Ravelry Podcast group, or a Ravelry group. If you have watched any of my previous episodes, I am not a lover of the layout of Ravelry, but I think I decided that because if I ever want to do any like giveaways or make-alongs, it's probably a good idea to have that platform set up and established beforehand. So I did make a group. If you go search under the Ravelry Groups tab for Bella's Custom Crochets Podcast, you can find it there. I will also link it down below, which is a good segue into all of the things are linked down below. You can find me on social media, you can find me at my shops, my blog, all of that is going to be below the video, and I also try and do a pretty decent job at linking any makers or patterns or yarn or important stuff underneath, so you will have those resources available to you as well. So show notes down there. Anyway, project or Ravelry podcast group, not project group. Like I said, you can search for it, find it. Not a lot going on there at the minute. I did make a Ask Me thread if you have any pressing questions that you wanted me to address on the podcast, as long as it's not too weird. I would be happy to answer whatever, I guess. I don't know. Some people do it. It's kind of fun. So if you have any questions, you can jump on over there and leave them in the thread, and I will address them here and there. And for now, that's all that's going on over there, but eventually I would like to do, make-alongs and that sort of thing. So if you want to be part of that community, jump on over there. Administratively, not much else going on. I should tell you what I'm wearing. Not going to try and stand up. Am I going to try and stand up? You're not going to see it all anyway. But this is my, now I'm sitting on the pillow, Stigandr Vest. It is a knee-length, fringed, open, loose-fitting, worsted weight vest. It is great for winter into spring. Now that it's been in like the 40s-ish Fahrenheit here. 40s starts feeling a little too warm for a winter coat. Probably warm enough that I need to be wearing more, or cold enough that I should be wearing more than this vest. But like when it first starts getting warm, you're like, oh, it's so warm out. That was probably really loud. It's not that warm. Anyway, wearing this, thought I'd show you. Really like it. Pattern down with the other stuff if you want to grab it. So, shouldn't clap with a microphone. I know better. Shouldn't kick the tripod. Sorry, guys. Let's get into what I've been making, because I have quite a stack. I have my usual ottoman, a basket full, and a chair that I needed to employ to fit all of the things. I'm not going to move the camera because it took me forever to get it right here. But let me show you. Up first, and if I keep glancing down, it's because I've wedged my pattern notes onto the tripod, like right below the camera. So if I'm looking down awkwardly, that's why. That or I'm just awkward. Whatever. It's all the same. Okay. I don't know if I've actually shown you a finished one. I may have really early on, but by the time the pattern released, I no longer had the objects in my possession because they had been gifted. But this is my Dandelion Dreams Baby Blanket pattern. I have to sew in the end still. I just finished it yesterday. But if you would like some more information on this particular pattern, it came out last month. I do have a pattern drop video. If you go to that playlist, I'll also try and put the little thing up there for you, or over there, or wherever it goes. The link to it. Pattern drop video telling you all the details about this pattern as far as yarn and hook sizes and skills and whatnots. Look at me unfurling this blanket like a pro blanket unfurler. But this is a advanced beginnerish baby blanket. There is a stitch tutorial for this stitch here that I call my dandelion stitch. It's a modified daisy or star. I've talked about it before, so I don't want to go over it too in-depth here. So jump on over to that video, and there's a blog post as well if you would like more details. But I just finished this one yesterday for my husband's cousin. Just had a baby a little bit early at 34 weeks, and she's a teeny little thing. She's only 4 pounds, and she's in the NICU. They're doing well, but I wanted to make her a special blanket. I had made her a newborn hat, and then obviously she was born a little bit early, so it didn't fit her, and the mom was so upset she couldn't use it in the birth announcement type photos. And I was like, it's okay, I can make you another hat. You just had a miracle. She's, don't worry about the hat, I'll make you another one. It'll fit her eventually. So I am going to make a little hat to match this. But I want to get it finished up, packaged up, and brought over to them. We've been kind of avoiding them because my daughter has had a tiny bit of a cold, and I don't want to introduce any extra germs to that sweet little teeny lady. But this will be going out to her. I can't really see it all on screen, but these are not my normal color choices. Well, mustard yellow, always. But I thought this was a really fun combo, and I think the mom is really going to like it. So I do want to mention, and then I'll stop talking about this blanket, but I do want to mention that all of the proceeds from this pattern, at least through the end of February 2020, I may end up extending it as well, are going to another friend of ours who also has a baby in the NICU. She's been there for over 4 months, I think, at this point, pushing 5 months, and just has overcome so much. It's really incredible. I talk about that a lot in the pattern drop video, like I said, so you can get all the details there. But if you would like to be part of Zoe Eliza's miracle journey, they're calling it, all the funds from this pattern are going to the Kelly family. And I have permission to share all of this, and go watch the other video. Really, just go watch it. Just go watch it, guys. But yes, she's getting really close to going home, but they still have some hurdles to jump over as far as medical stuff, and then just the technical paperwork side, and getting in-home care and stuff for her. But yes, I would like to be able to donate them a nice big chunk from the maker community. So if you need a baby blanket pattern, or if you just want to support sweet little babies in the NICU, or maybe you need a lap blanket, it's a nice little sit. I can't show you my lap, but it's just over 3 feet long. So it's a good little lap blanket, sit cozy up on the couch. Also good for, small kids or whatever, or dogs if you're feeling really generous for your dog, or whatever. Go grab the pattern. I would appreciate it, and I know that the Kelly family would appreciate it as well. So that is Dandelion Dreams. Like I said, there's just a tutorial to walk you through this stitch, and it's been fully tested, tech edited, all of that. Nice, neat, and tidy pattern for you, for all the babes in your life. I love having I made it, it's my pattern, so it probably went a little faster for me, but once you're familiar with it, I made it in 2 days. So it's a great, quick baby blanket pattern, great for baby showers, and I think it's pretty. So that's that. What's next on my list? Okay. So, here we have the cowl. Well, this is version A, and this is the final version. The cowl formerly known as the Fangorn cowl. I think when I talked about it last in the previous podcast, I was calling it tentatively Fangorn, which, if you're not familiar, is a forest/ent character from Lord of the Rings, which, in my opinion, is the greatest literary work of all time created by man. But I decided, because I have such a huge respect for Tolkien and his creations, Fangorn obviously is not an original name. You cannot take something that is copyrighted or trademarked and use it as your own and then make money from it. There's a huge difference. This is a whole rant. I could do a whole podcast on this, guys. But yeah, that is his intellectual property, and it is not public domain, and I have no right to be calling things Fangorn and selling them and making a profit off of it, even though it's not like trying to recreate Cinderella's costume or something and selling. There's no Fangorn cowl in the books. But just even the name, it's not mine. I don't have permission, even though I did get a lot of inspiration from Ents and Fangorn Forest for this cowl. I talked about it with my husband, and we decided that is just not where we want to take my business. I know a lot of people do. I know there's a lot of dyers and a lot of patterns and stuff out there that kind of run that line of fan art, but if you're making money on it, copyright, trademark, infringement. Looking at you, Baby Yodas. And I'm definitely guilty. Early on in my business, probably 80% of what I was making was character, superhero stuff. I rode that minion craze hard. But yeah, came to a point in my business where I was like, nope, no more, we're not doing this. I'm only doing original ideas, not copying other designers. I'm not copying other resources for inspiration, whatever. You can't take that. So we nixed Fangorn, long story short. And we are now calling this the Puzzlewood Cowl, which I have bobby pins in my hair and I know it's going to get stuck. So when this gets, okay, there we go. Now my hair is looking all catawampus. Okay, so I gotta adjust it because it is a rolled turtlenecky type cowl situation. It does not particularly go well with a Stigandr Vest, but let me show you. It's got, like you can see here, a nice split shoulder detail so it doesn't bunch up and want to choke you. Nice and loose, but warm enough and snug enough, not like gaping open around your neck. You can adjust the length if you wanted it more roll, less roll, no roll. And yeah, I'll show you the texture on this one. This one was the original sample, but I didn't want it to be two-tone, so there was a whole big debacle with the yarn. This one is discontinued. This was the replacement, da-da-da-da-da. I'll talk about that in a second. But we settled on the name Puzzlewood because I actually spent like an afternoon hemming and hawing about this, and I was like, I don't know what to call it because I don't want to call it anything from Lord of the Rings, but that was really like the feeling that I was getting when I was making this. And so I was like looking up like scientific classifications of like mosses, and they were all like impossible to say or really ridiculous. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do something in another language that I just like pull out of somewhere. And I was like Googling tree names and forests, and I was pondering the Capitol Cowl for Capitol Forest in Washington, where we used to live. Beautiful state forest with old growth trees and very much a Lord of the Ringsy feel kind of there. But I felt like Capitol Cowl sounded like it was a political cowl, and not going there. So my husband actually, in his Googling endeavors, pulled up Puzzlewood, which is apparently, I've never been there, but I will have him put in a picture somewhere here so you can see how similar it is to that Lord of the Rings vibe. Puzzlewood, I guess, is an expanse of forest within the Forest of Dean, which is in England, which is where Tolkien is from. And yeah, I guess that's where he drew a lot of inspiration, visiting there for Fangorn, Mirkwood, Lothlorien, all of the foresty places in Middle Earth. It's just these beautiful old, huge, gnarly trees with like the moss and the green, and totally the vibe I was going for with this. So I was like, hey, you know what? I can name it Puzzlewood because that still has sounds kind of mythologically fantasy, but it is a forest and it is not made up. So fair game. So we're calling it the Puzzlewood Cowl now. This is currently in testing. I'm hoping to have the pattern out end of February. I think the test wraps up February 5th, and then I gotta get it to my tech editor and cleaned up and film a tutorial and that sort of thing. But I'm gonna take it off again just so I can show you up close. I did talk about it a little bit last time, but now that it's kind of finalized. I didn't sew in the ends if you noticed that, but it's okay. So it's tighter at the top, flares out a little bit at the bottom, has this nice split detail, overlaps, and it's just this gorgeous, like I said, super mossy, gnarly tree ribbed texture. I'm taking this elastic off my arm, it's bothering me. Originally, the yarn I had designed it in was something that was discontinued, and then I got this instead. Plymouth Select Merino Textura. So it's Plymouth yarns. I got it from Lovecrafts, and then like immediately after, within the 2 weeks of me designing the cowl, they ran out of it. It was out of stock. So I sent my testers over there to buy it, and they were like, it's not there. Talked to Lovecrafts, they said it should be back mid to end February. So when I release the cowl pattern, hopefully this yarn will be back in stock there, because it's not like readily available at Joann, etc. But it's really beautiful. It is a 62% superwash fine merino wool and 38% merino wool. Those are some weird percentages, but it is a delightful yarn, and it's just got this really unique, thick, thin, like slub yarn type texture. You can see the thinner bits, and then it gets thicker, which is how it's making those nubby little mossy feels. I do have testers that are doing it in, I know someone's using like Lion Brand Heartland. I did swatch in that as well, and there's pictures in the pattern. So this is just in a normal worsted weight without the nubby texture. I don't know if it's really picking up here. Yeah, you can kind of see. This just has more texture, I guess, but the ribbing is still beautiful and a traditional worsted weight yarn, or whatever you can be gauge with. But it's designed to be a worsted pattern. So this is Lion Brand Heartland in, I forget what colorway, but the orange one. Semony? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, you can use whatever worsted weight you want. And yeah, pattern coming soon. I'm super excited about it. Super cozy. I haven't really seen any other cowls out there with the similar design, so I like that it's unique. And yeah, Puzzlewood coming soon. Next time I podcast, it'll probably be out. There'll be a pattern drop video. I'm intending to do a tutorial for the front post, back post ribbing. Most people are probably familiar with it, but I like to have some tutorials now when I can, so I will film one of those and get that out. Also, currently has been tested, will be released shortly. It's with my tech editor now. One Skein Wonder Cowl in DK. I'm on a cowl kick, guys. This one has a really interesting slanty beanie stitch. It's not what it's called mini bean stitch. Also have a stitch tutorial that's going to be for that. It is a one skein project. This is made with, do I have a card? Yes, I do. This is made with Cup of Tea yarns. I talk about this more in the previous episode, so you can jump back there to episode 3. Local dyer to me, naturally dyed with logwood from a plant, y'all, this amazing color. But it's just intended to be a kind of a stash busting project for those random skeins of DK that you have acquired that you're like, what do I make with a skein of DK yarn? You make yourself a one skein wonder cowl. I'm not pulling this over my hair again. Go back to the other video. I'm hoping to have this out next week, so by the time the podcast comes out, you're probably only a few days out from this pattern being released. And there will be a pattern drop video, so you can go there for all of the details on yardage, stitches, details, fun stuff. And there is hopefully going to be a fingering weight version coming out end of March, April-ish. I'm working out details with another Connecticut dyer. She's just got a lot going on right now, so I need to touch base with her again, and hopefully end of winter, beginning of spring, there will be a one skein fingering weight version, just for, again, those skeins that you bought that you're like, this is super pretty, but what in the world do I make with this on its own? So you either have to find it some friends or something to make like a shawl or a really rainbowy garment or something. So this is just great for those one skein babies you have hanging out. Skein babies? You know the ones. So I will update you soon on when that is released. Hoping for February 3rd, but if I know the date by the time this video goes live, I will put it here. If not, just be watching my channel and make sure you're paying attention for that to drop, I guess. Which, by the way, I don't think I said. I had intended to say in my new intro, but in my new intro, that's fine. I can say it 20 minutes in. Thanks for being here. If you're a new viewer, I appreciate you giving me a try, and if you're a returning viewer, I appreciate that you came back. If you want to like or subscribe, turn on the notifications, whatnot, that'll be helpful as far as getting you the information for all these patterns and other things. So thank you. Thank you for being here and making it through 19 minutes and 40 seconds without a proper welcoming. So that is some of what I have been working on. The layout of this is going to be a little funky because now I'm going to be jumping into talking about an event and some items I made for the event, and then, yeah, whatever. There's going to be mixed in some knitting content. Just roll with me, guys, okay? Okay. So, today's the 28th. February 9th is going to be the Boston Farm and Fiber, I believe. That's what it's called. Boston Farm and Fiber Festival. It is the 3rd annual. It is held at in Boston, obviously. Boston, Massachusetts, at Boston Public Market, which is like an indoor artisan market, as the name implies. But they are doing a fiber event. I believe it is the only one in New England, maybe, that is exclusively like fiber shed, farmy farm stuff. Farm. The bobby pin in my hair is falling out from where the cowl pulled it out. Sorry. But yeah, they're all going to be vendors who are small local farms, and I believe, I'm not sure if they have to spin their own yarn or if it's milled somewhere or what, but there's like really strict classifications as far as dyeing. I think it's mostly or all naturally dyed, all rusticy, so no superwash type stuff, no chemical dyes as far as I know. They're all small batch, small. It's only like 30 or so vendors, I think, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. It's free entry though, which is really cool as far as fiber festivals go. And Boston is only about hour and a half, hour and 45 or so away from where we are in Connecticut. And so it's nice to pop up to Boston once in a while, and this seemed like a worthy event. And it also just so happens to happen on my birthday weekend every year. This is the first time I've gone, and it's falling on my birthday, which of course I'm going. So we are praying that it does not snow or anything, because that would change our travel plans. It seems like every year whenever I try and do anything on my birthday, there is like a blizzard and we stay home. I am not big on celebrating birthdays, so it takes a lot of hype to get me to do something. And then it snows. Forget it. Screw birthdays. It's a personal problem. But yeah, so we have booked a hotel up there, my husband and my daughter and I. It's going to be our first like family vacation, I guess. It's 3 days. It's not really a vacation, and it's in Boston, but family vacation. We're going to try and go to the aquarium and do fun things for a toddler. And the hotel has a pool, and just hang out and spend some time together away from home as a family. And then initially when I was like, do you want to go to this fiber thing? I don't know. My husband's like, I will vlog extensively. So apparently I have a vlog husband, which is cool. It's like a yarn husband with a camera. So he's going to both wear the baby on his back and walk around. I was like, you just use my phone, but he wants to bring like the full mount with the mic, and I mean, we only record on my phone right now, but still there's like this little mount thing with the microphone and light, and apparently we're vlogging now. Vlogging makes me very uncomfortable. I really like watching vlogs, but I feel like it's kind of pretentious to walk around and be like, oh, I'm gonna film your stuff, I'm vlogging. But I really like having vlogs and watching other people's vlogs, and I like bringing exposure to other makers, so hopefully we get some vlog footage of either our whole weekend or that event or whatever. But yes, vlog to come. I do have a vlog from the name always messes me up. Fiber Festival of New England, New England Fiber Fest. The names are also different. But I will link that somewhere. This is me linking things. That is the only vlog I've done so far. So it's fun to look around, and I was kind of balancing my daughter at that one. So this one will be better because my dad will be there. Or not my dad. My dad's not coming. Her dad, her father, will be dadding. While I hopefully have some hands free to touch some yarn. Either way, it's going to be great. I'm really excited. I love doing things with my husband and daughter, so it's going to be fantastic. But this brings us to the things that I made for this event, because I felt like I needed fabulous things for myself and my daughter. I'm going to slap a Bolton beanie on my husband and call it a day. I haven't made him any. He's not really a big sweater wearer. He might wear a knit sweater if I made him one. But I don't really want to knit a men's large sweater. Off topic. So we're going to put a beanie on him, call it a day. Hopefully the weather's not too bad. But I made myself a sweater, and then I made all of the things for my daughter. because my husband was like, I don't know, is it going to be too cold to walk around in Boston with a baby? And I was like, hold my tea. I got this. So I made her all of the things. Speaking of the tea, take a little sip. Take a little sip. Take a little sip of tea. Would you appreciate that? Yeah. So I'm now going to show you what I made for myself. This is my birthday jumper. It's terrible. I really like when people call sweaters jumpers. I like that word a lot better. So this is my birthday jumper. This is the yarn that shows up gold and weird on screen, but I promise you it is gross green. I will insert pictures. This is the Homegirl sweater by Megan of megmadewithlove. I modified it slightly, and I will tell you all of the details about that now. I was working on this last time. I don't remember what I told you and didn't tell you, but it's listed as DK. The yarn is over there. You've seen it before in the podcast, though. I did my Vantas peplum out of it as well. The Hobby Lobby Soft and Sleek DK, that is really actually sport weight, maybe heavy fingering weight, but not DK weight. But it's got great drape to it. I love this color. The colors are all like slightly, it's not picking up at all. We're going to put in a picture here so you can see how glorious this is in person. Gross green. Love it. But the colors are kind of like heathered or tonally, so it's got some variation, which I really like if I'm going to buy a commercially dyed yarn. I like it to have some tonaliness to it. You can kind of see it there. I definitely did not check the dye lots on my yarn because I had one left over from the Vantas, and then I went and bought more, and I think those ones matched, but then the original one didn't, and I totally forgot about that and didn't like alternate. And if you look closely, you're not gonna be able to see it here, but if you look closely, like on the back, there's a line where I started the different yarn, and yeah, it doesn't all match up, but it's okay. I love it anyway. And I think the variation in the like tonalness helps to kind of hide that, and I'm probably the only one who notices. But one skein is like slightly darker than the other three. That's okay. Anyway, I made the size medium. It is a free pattern over on Megan's blog, and you can also get it in her Etsy shop. I don't think it's in her Ravelry, but if I can find it, I will link all of those things below. I didn't want to wear it today because I wanted to be able to kind of show you. It's hard to stand up where I am, just the way I have the tripod and stuff angled. But next time I'll probably wear it. But I plan to wear this to the festival with probably my Dandelion dance shawl, a shawl of some kind. Maybe a hat, not a huge hat wearer, honestly, but I'm really excited. It's an acrylic yarn, so hopefully the farm people don't hate me. Don't hate me, farm people. I really like the idea of rustic wool. Really, really, really like it. I'm a crunchy lady, and the whole acrylic synthetic thing doesn't really jive with my crunchy lady ways. But I'm also super duper sensitive. Like, I get hives when I get a haircut from my own hair, sensitive. Like, my husband rubs his arm against me, I get hives, so sensitive. So yeah, I have a hard time with rustic wools. I do okay with alpaca. Merino, usually okay with. Blue Face Leicester, tried once, that was okay. But like some of those woolly wools, man, I want to love them. I love the like undyed sheepy colors. Can't do it. Can't do the scratchy wool. Never have. Even as a kid, I remember like we tried to take a Christmas card photo wearing, I had like a traditional Irish knit sweater, and I had like 2 shirts underneath it. I was like, I cannot. So yeah, wool has always bothered me. So I'm trying to slowly find more wools, I guess, that agree with me. Like I said, merino I use a lot. Even if it's not super wash, I tend to be okay with that, but this is a sidetrack. But I'm hoping to, in going to the festival, be able to touch and feel a lot of maybe other sheep breeds that aren't as common as the merino. Because sometimes I see things online and I'm hesitant to order something that I haven't rubbed against my skin. As weird as that sounds, that's the test for buying scratchy yarns. So hopefully at this and other fiber festivals, I like to actually get my hands into the wooliness. So yeah, that's that. What were we talking about? We were talking about this sweater. I made the size medium. I made it intentionally. I met gauge, and then I went down, I think, a hook size from what was called in the pattern because I wanted it to be a little snugger. We'll drop in a picture of the original sweater here, but it's a little more oversized on Megan, and it's kind of like off the shoulder, and the sleeves are long. Like it's just bigger. And I intentionally wanted it a little bit smaller so I could wear it comfortably under a coat without it like hanging out weird out of the bottom. I don't like that when like you have like a long like tunic-y thing hanging out of your coat. Like it looks really ridiculous when I wear this vest with the coat. So I made it a little bit smaller intentionally. The fabric is a little tighter. Her pattern does call for this yarn. I think she used, maybe Canyon is the colorway, but it's the same soft and sleek DK that's lying about being DK yarn. And yeah, hers is just a little boxier. There's no like body shaping. The construction overall is very interesting. I'm obsessed with this stitch pattern. It has a very faux knit look to it, which I really like, but the pattern is actually worked this way. So you're, was that a helpful illustration? Not really. So you're working back and forth this way, and then you like do some decrease. It's very, very clever. It results in a lot of seaming. That is the one downside, if I could pick a downside to the pattern. I really loved it overall, but a lot of seaming. Don't like seaming sweaters, but it definitely does a lot for the structure on this one. And I think my seams look pretty legit. Usually I'm pretty bad at seaming, but I actually really like the way those turned out. And even the sleeves, like they're not, sometimes they like bunch up weird, and nope, super good on the seaming. So you make a front panel, a back panel, 2 sleeves, and then hers has an applied crocheted ribbing, or I guess it's not really applied because I'm not sure. You're seaming it on. So she makes the ribbing separately, and then I believe she seams it onto the bottoms and the wristbands. What is this? I'm not sure why. Like if I had done the crocheted ribbing, I probably would have done it where you like slip stitch in and then just rib back and forth. So you're doing the ribbing onto the piece rather than sewing it on. I'm not sure if there was an advantage to that or not. But I decided to instead do a twisted rib knit ribbing. I am obsessed with twisted rib. I just picked up stitches around the bottom. It's a split. The back is a little longer than the front. Split hem. What is this called? Where it's split. It's a little longer in the back. And I think for the medium size, I think I picked up, I had like 93 stitches for each of the panels of ribbing. And I think I did 45 around the wrists. And I was using 3.75 millimeter needles maybe. I may have used a 4 for the bottom and then 3.75 for the wrists. Not really sure. Double check. There is going to be a blog post about this week as well. If you want some more cohesive details on what I did and why I love this pattern, you can jump on over to the blog linked below. Yeah, I love Megan's patterns so much. All of her sweaters that I have made, I've done the varsity sweater and the homebody sweater. Homebody is probably my all-time favorite crochet sweater that I have. I just love the loose, boxy, oversized fit. That is totally my aesthetic. The only other, not downside, but weird thing about the pattern that I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, is if you look at the way, like I said, this is worked side to side like this to make the front panels. So the stitches end up running up and down. And then on the sleeves, the stitches, it matches up here because they're still going the same direction, but then when you're side by side with it, this is going to be hard to show you. Oh my goodness, I need another hand. Can you see that this is going up and down and then this is going this way? So I guess this is parallel to your body and this runs perpendicular. I thought that was really going to bother me. You can kind of see it over there. The lines are going around and around the sleeve instead of up and down the long way. I thought that was really going to bother me, but I actually really like the outcome when it's on. Just the construction of the sleeve, I understand why she did that because they're made in open flat panels and then seamed up. And it would be very, very odd to try and make them the same way she did the body. So it just is matches up here, and then as it goes down the sleeve, it's running the opposite direction. But I don't think anybody but me actually cares about this, and I really like the way it looks on. I really like the addition of the knit ribbing, but I think it would be absolutely beautiful with the regular crocheted ribbing. I'm planning on probably making myself one in the spring that is true to the gauge size, so that really oversized slouchy fit. Probably going to do it in like one of the gray shades, maybe even the same shade that Megan made. So I think that would be a better spring into summer type wear. Just that slouchy off the shoulder, throw on over a tank top type feel. But this fits nicely under my coat. Like I said, the neckline is perfect on me. It hits just where I like it, where it's not like I feel like I need to be pulling it up or pulling it down or fiddling with it. It doesn't fall off my shoulders at all. So I'm just, yeah, you've seen the pictures. You can go read the blog post. I'm just in love with this. So this is my birthday present to myself, and I'm going to wear it to the Fire Festival with a nice shawl. And I'm just really excited about it. Slightly different than the original version, but that's what I love about crochet. As long as you're not claiming a pattern as your own, obviously. I can't release this and call this my anything sweater because it is Megan's pattern, even with the modifications I made. But I love that with crochet and knitting as well, you have the ability to customize garments to your exact wishes, I guess. You don't have to shop off the racks. And you want the neckline bigger, you can make the neckline bigger. You want the thing longer, you make it longer. You need the sleeves bigger, wider, shorter, whatever, you can do that. So I just love that freedom. Oh, and the sleeves, I did end up having to, sorry, this is a weird jumping back. I did end up making the sleeves wider than called for in the pattern because my gauge was tighter, so the required stitch count was too tight. So I just did some more increases, and yeah, that's that. So Homegirl Sweater by megmadewithlove. Highly recommend. Definitely love it. It's wonderful. And I really like the soft and sleek DK for garments. It's got great drape to it. Holds up well. It's acrylic, so you could throw it in the washing machine, I guess, but I'm not going to wash it. And yeah, I'm going to make all of the garments, all of the things in this yarn forever. So yeah, that's that. So that's what I'm going to be wearing. Now we're going to get into the completely new crocheted wardrobe that I created for my child. This is where the knit ribbing started. There's no pattern for this. There's not going to be a pattern for this. I didn't take notes. I'm not going to go back and write notes. There is something about the creative process of just making that I need to do sometimes. It is a great reset. As a designer, having to constantly take notes on things and be thinking about grading and sizing and all of that is a lot. Or to be making inventory and having to keep track of stitch count so it's all the exact same item over and over again is a lot. And sometimes I just want to make a thing and not have to replicate it, not have to sell it, have it be just totally for the joy of creating. And my daughter gets a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces that way because it's easy to make stuff for her because she's tiny, and it's cheap to make stuff for her because she's tiny. And yeah, look at this. Look at it, guys. There's a cat outside the door. This is a Cat Interrupted podcast. Did you hear him? I shut him out because last time he was all up in the podcast business. Jackie, must you be this way? Okay, you can come in, but don't be obnoxious. Spoiler alert, he will be obnoxious. Are you coming to podcast with me? You don't like being shut out? You coming? Okay, you go about your cat business. Don't you knock over that tripod. He's purring and rubbing his teeth on the tripod. Jackie. Why are you the way that you are? Okay, we're gonna just press on. Cats or no cats. This is what I am calling my no rules sweater because I followed no rules and no patterns, and it was just freeform, wonderful, creative awesomeness. So this is crocheted. Don't have the yarn to show you, but the speckly sparkly one, the main body color, is one that I won in a like get your yarn wishes granted type random giveaway. It wasn't really a yarn wish, it was someone who was like, I'm giving away the skein of yarn, who wants it? So I won it. Jacopo, everyone, welcome. Okay. I love him. Yes. Yes, my bug. Needs some pets. Yes, I know when he needs pets. This is the second podcast episode that my cat has podcast bombed. Okay. We're just gonna ignore him and let him be himself. This is some yarn that I won. Forget what it's called. But the base of the sparkly yarn and one that I had hand dyed with Rose of Sharon ended up. Here, let me just go grab a little. Let me go grab. Here, you can talk to Jackie. Okay. Oh, hi. You're gonna sit on me now? Goodness. Goodness. Ow, that's my leg. Got your claws in. I don't want to pet your bum. Jackie, come on. Your interruption lasted long enough. Lay down. Alright, so these are the yarns that I've used. This one was the one that I won. This is one that I hand dyed with Rose of Sharon flowers from bushes in my yard. And this is one that I dyed with, I had some Wilton food coloring dye from cake decorating that I had some that had leaked in a container, so I just like threw it all together and made this awesome purpley bluey awesomeness. So these became this. I held those two double, and then obviously that's the ribbing bands. Like I said, this is crocheted, but I flipped it inside out. Because you know, all those knitters are doing that whole reverse stockinette thing, which is really just a fancy way of saying inside out knitting. So that's the right side, technically. Or was the right side. But I really liked the texture of the inside out. So I flipped it inside out, and then I picked up stitches with, I think again, the 3.75. Might have been a 3 mil, I don't even know. Whatever. Doesn't matter because it was a no rules sweater. Picked up and did some twisted ribbing bands. Held double with that same purpley blue yarn that I dyed. And I love it. It fits her really cute. It's not going to fit her for very long. It like fits her perfectly now, which is fine. Because I didn't have a lot left. I don't know that I could have made it much bigger anyway. I said I have lots of the purple blue, but I only had this much left of the other two. Probably could have made it a couple inches larger, but is what it is. I made it mostly while she was sleeping, so I couldn't really try it on her when she was sleeping. So I was holding it up to a sweater that she has, and it blocked out and got bigger, and it fits her really adorably. It's got the same like split hem thing. And we are just going to look like the cutest little fiberistas in our cute little fiber outfits. We have another Stitches United is in Hartford in March. And then there's a whole bunch of Fiber Festival things that my husband has just jumped on this vlogging thing, and we're going to go vlog at Fiber Festivals now. Which is fine. I'm all for that. So yeah, she's going to need cute outfits to be the yarn baby. Is that the same as like having a yarn husband? The baby that you drag with you to fiber events? No rules sweater, guys. Super cute. Top down Raglan. Made it up. No idea how many stitches. It's no idea. No idea at all. But I really like it. And she's going to wear, I should have brought it down to show you, but I think she's going to wear probably her calendula cardi, which is a knit pattern that I tested for Sandra. And yeah, it's purpley, rainbowy. We went on a purpley rainbowy theme with this outfit. So there's more purpley rainbow to come. Let me show you after I take another little sip of my tea. It is literally the most awkward way to hold a mug ever. What am I doing? I have to put it up there because I have so much yarn over here. I can't put it over here. Okay. We are 45 minutes in and I still have so much to show you. Alright, so up next, another I didn't take notes and there is no pattern. Look at it! Look at this hat! Look at this hat with this sweater. Eee! Okay, pom-pom hats, kill me. Double pom-pom hats, just, I can't even. So cute on her. Jack, ow. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming. So cute on her. So cute. It's like a Fraggle. I love it. This is a modified version of a hat that I do for markets, but I don't have a pattern for it because it's not like a super exciting original hat or anything. It is, I'm gonna have to get up and get yarn again, guys. I'm sorry. I thought I had everything together, but I did not. This is, yeah, it's a different weight than I usually make it in, and then I held some stuff double, and I striped it, and it's got like mohair and wool and merino, which is a wool, and all sorts of things. Hang on, let me stand up again. We could cut this out, but we're just gonna leave it. So I'm just going right over here. Don't you worry. Do I have the tag? Okay. Yes, I have the tags. I just didn't have the yarn. I like to give credit where credit is due. So, the purple one for the main body of the hat is this little nugget made locally, like miles from my house locally, by Rim Dragonfly. She has an Etsy shop. We will link her. All of her yarns, I think, are just like one-of-a-kinds, one-offs. This was a hand-spun, hand-dyed, merino. What the content's on here somewhere? Let me read it to you. 66% superwash merino wool, 32% mohair, 1% nylon. And yeah, hand-spun, hand-dyed. Really floofy, beautiful. Sparkle. I feel like the sparkle content wasn't listed on there. Nylon's not sparkly. Okay, anyway, there's something sparkly in there. I don't know what it is. But it's beautiful. And then I held it double. If you can see in the stripes, it alternates. I need more hands. More hands. Alternates kind of a darker stripe with a lighter stripe held double. It looks all like one yarn together, but it was a dark stripe, light stripe, dark stripe. It's so Lisa Frank-alicious. Look at the pom-poms. I made the pom-poms too. These are my Galactic Fox pom-poms. Faux fur, no real foxes. It's got like this rainbow feathery looking stuff in it. Super fun. Not something I'd wear, but super cute on a soon-to-be 15-month-old baby. Look, I can put it on my finger. So this is a nugget of Barocco something or another. Not hand-dyed. Not that exciting. Single ply, obsessed with single ply. It is my favorite. A loud school bus or something just went by. And then this is a mini that was from the same dyer as the One Skein Wonder, but I'll show you the tag again if I didn't lose it. I lost it. Erin from Cup of Tea Yarns, local to me. I don't know, I know it's naturally dyed. I don't know what it's dyed with. She didn't label what it was made out of, but I'll probably take some guesses, but it doesn't matter. It's super pretty, and again, single ply. Obsessed with single ply. I wish it didn't pill as much as it did, or I would make all of the things out of single ply, always and forever. So yeah, just this super cute hat. It's gonna look ridiculously adorable with her little purple sweater. And these pom-poms. I will try and get pictures. We don't do a lot of pictures of my daughter on the internet, just because we like to keep her presence separate from this whole thing. But I'll probably get a picture of like the back of her or something with her little ensemble on. And to go with, where'd they go? I just had them. Where are you? You know, I swear I had stuff organized, guys. Oh, there they are. They fell down when I was getting the text. All right, to go with her purpley hat and rainbow scheme. Mittens. Personally, I hate mittens, but on babies, mittens are wicked cute. These are a mostly correct version. As in I mostly did it right, of the Tin Can Knits. I think it's just called like the World's Simplest Mittens or something like that. And I made the toddler version, but I think it called for 2 different needle sizes and I only had one and I was like, whatever, it's fine. So I think the top was supposed to be a little bit wider and you'd use a bigger needle than for the ribbing. I just did it all on one because those were the size DPNs that I had. And I hate DPNs, so to make something for my daughter with DPNs was truly an act of motherly love. So this is the same purple Rim Dragonfly situation, held double with this Rainbowlicious skein of, again, local to me. This was gifted to me actually at my baby shower by a coworker who knew that I love to make the things. This is Mother Nature's Finest Fiber US Alpaca Sport Weight. I think it's local to me. It says made in the US, but I know that she bought it in a farmer's market in our town. So I'm assuming it's a local alpaca farm. I'm not familiar with them. Our knitter's yarn is spun in the U.S. with alpaca fiber grown on small farms across the U.S. So I'm assuming this is spun at this mill, but is from local alpacas. Maybe. There's not a colorway name. It's 80% alpaca, 20% nylon. Doesn't have a name, but it's just super rainbowy. And I was like, what can I make out of one skein of sport weight with this insane color? Obviously, I have a whole bunch left, so I can make more. But I think the purple kind of toned it down a little bit. I was thinking about making like a garment or something for my daughter with it, but it's a little wild, these colors, this purple-orange situation. But I think it's really cute with the purple held double. Great tip for dulling down, not dulling down, but kind of muting any color. Hold it double with something else, and it just really makes it play nice together. Or like with this one, you can blend colors together. It's great. This is about as much mohair content as I can handle. It's very soft and kind of fuzzy. But generally mohair gets all up in my contacts and can you see the fuzzes? Look at the fuzzes. And this is alpaca in it too, which is super fuzzy. Also the concern with the alpaca is that it would stretch or grow, but it has the nylon, so whatever. These mittens are perfect. I don't know if they'll fit her next year. I was hoping that they might. I didn't block them, so if I did, they probably would grow a little bit more and we might be able to get some use out of them in the fall. If not, she will wear them for the next couple months and then we will maybe put them away and have another mitten-wearing child someday. I just love making her things. I don't care if she grows out of them super fast. I think it's really special. So yeah, she has this whole purple ensemble, and then she's going to wear her purple rainbow cardigan, which is similar to like this color. I can't hold up all the things. Look at them all. I love them. So, that is what she is wearing to the Boston Fiber Fest. Boston Farm and Fiber. And my husband, like I said, is going to wear a crochet beanie, and that's probably about it. I mean, he's going to wear clothes, but not handmade ones today. Okay, I think I showed you all of the made content. Now I have some things which I have acquired, because I can't say that other word that starts with stash and ends with acquisitions. It's a hard word, and I don't like it anyway. Now the cat is yelling. Jackie, can you just get your own podcast? Like, I can get you a YouTube channel. You want to talk about it no more? Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to rename the podcast. The cat. It's okay. He's adorable. But anyway, I wanted to show you some stuff that I have acquired. I've acquired a surprising amount of stuff for me. I don't make a lot of purchases. Some of these were gifts, some of these were impulse, and some of these were, yeah, whatever, I'll show you. Okay, so I have all of the things sort of organized here. Let me get this out. Alright, so first up, this is actually the remainder of the Christmas present from my mother-in-law. The shop that she had ordered it from was closed by the time she went to order it for Christmas, so she ordered it in January. So this is from business card, Heather of A Finch's Nest on Etsy. Look at that sweet little logo. She makes bags. This is my first official project bag. Usually I just use like tote bags or repurpose other things, but this is a legit knit crochet project bag. I picked this one out. My mother-in-law likes to buy off of a wish list kind of thing. So I picked this one up. Now he's galloping. Jackie! Jackie! Go find your cat. Jacopo. We have one cat that's super friendly, super vocal, and super whatever this nonsense is. And then his sister, like his actual biological sister, is not social, not particularly cuddly, doesn't meow ever, and minds her own business. So you'll probably never see her on the podcast, but Jack apparently wants to be on it quite often. Can you not jump on things and knock them down? Now he's like spinning my Swift. That is gonna fall down. There should be like a solid 10 minutes of cat content in this. What do you need? You need to rub your face on the door. Okay, you do that. A finch's nest. Beautiful, super thick, lined, plain lined middle, canvas bottom. It stands up nice and flat. Got the drawstrings. It's got the little make as you go strap. I love it. I've been housing basically all of my projects because I just carry them out of my office around the house, around with me to my mom's house. And yeah, it's great. Probably won't fit. It had parts of the sweater, didn't fit the whole sweater. Probably could have if I mushed it in there, but yeah, decent size project bag. Very happy with it. Definitely would consider ordering from a finch's nest again. Or requesting that my mother-in-law orders for me. So I really like that. So we'll set that aside. And I will show you some things that I bought for myself. My friend Robin, Connecticut local from Within Creative, also on Etsy. I'll tag everybody, but oh my goodness, cat. I can't with this cat. She was having a bag sale, pouch sale. She makes zipper pouches. They are not exclusively for makers. This one has a bunch of this is my sock knitting stuff. They're not exclusively for makers. They're like pencil pouches or makeup pouches or pouches, zippered pouches. But I now have 3 of them. I only brought, my other one is probably in another bag, but these are 2 that I have. She always has like fun colored zippers and she makes contrast linings and I just love them. They are perfect. This one has a bunch of my crochet hooks in it. They're the perfect length for crochet hooks. You can fit DPNs in them. Obviously, if you wanted to mush a circular knitting needle in there, you could as well. Pencils. Here, got some stitch markers and stuff in there. These are great just for throwing in project bags. Usually keep it like a chapstick in there. Toss it in whatever bag I'm using, and I don't literally throw it, but I love her patterns, and they're just really, really sweet, and they come like wrapped up in vintage sewing patterns, and she ties them up all nice, and yeah, I like supporting local. So if you're looking for some pouches for, be it, are you hearing all of this? He is in rare form. Rare form. Jacopo. What are you? Good. You've never even gone up there in your whole life. What are you doing? He's now on top of the dresser, sniffing things. You're not supposed to be up there. He is going to knock something over. It's going to fall on me. It's going to be all on video. What was I saying? If you need pouches for holding any of the crafty or otherwise things, I really like Robin's. So go check out Within Creative and get some. And her pricing is really reasonable, and she runs sales every once and so often. And yeah, if you knock that tea down on me, bugaboo. Now he's going to try and eat the cactus, which is in here because it's supposed to be safe from the cat. Jacopo! And thank you, anyone who watches this podcast. Thank you for tolerating that. All right. Once upon a corgi, she says, this is a puppy interrupted podcast. This is a Jacopo interrupted podcast. Shut the door. You didn't shut it tight enough. What is your deal? Okay. We're going to just keep moving on and let the cat live his best cat life. Because he is apparently going to, whether I want him to or not. What other things have I bought? Let me show you. So I know I have sung the praises of my girl Sarah of Block 21 Prints. Again, local Connecticut. Love her. Probably, if I had to pick a favorite maker, it's probably Sarah. For shirts, for stickers, I grabbed some of my stuff. You've seen me tag the shirts, wear the shirts, but this is my planner. Sticker on there. Water bottle. Sticker on there, dishwasher, weatherproof, all of that. She makes, these are obviously stickers that she has printed, but she makes She carves out of linoleum. Lino cut, I guess is what it's called. That's what it says on her tag. Carves these images and then usually stamps them onto clothing or bags, banners, wall hangings, etc. She's recently been like embroidering over them, which is super gorgeous. But then she has the stickers like the images that she's carved scanned in, and then she prints stickers. So this is her logo one. And then I cannot even with this cat right now. And then some of her other stickers. Super cute. I love her style. He is now crawling under the rug. He's a feisty little wretch. But what I wanted to show you was this sticker I got recently. Sarah is doing a fundraiser for the Australian wildfire relief or brush fires. And this sticker, I believe $5, but $3 out of every sticker is going to Wires, which is an organization which is helping with the critters of Australia. And I think her goal is to raise 3,000, which is 1,000 stickers. So far, she has sold one to every state in the U.S. and she has some in the UK as well. She has like a cute little map going that she was coloring in. She filled it all in. She's hoping to raise $3,000. I think she's at like 2,600 or something, 2,200. She's sold a lot of stickers for this cause, which is really, really cool. And just look at that sweet little koala. So I don't know where I'm going to stick him. I'm kind of building up a collection to decorate my laptop. Right now I have, she has like an alpaca in a yarn ball. He's on my laptop, but building up my collection to better display them there. So maybe he'll go there. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because if you want to jump over to Block 21 Prints and grab anything from Sarah, because it's all perfect, but this sweet little koala sticker, couple bucks, help out the critters, help out Sarah. Great cause. Great product. So yeah, been on a little bit of a sticker kick. I got those. And then I wasn't planning on buying more stickers. I don't need more stickers, but like I said, decorating my laptop. I saw this and I just had to. Treasure Goddess yarn. Yarn spelled with many arg. She is a fellow pirate lover. Everybody knows that I love foxes. But one of my dearest and truest loves is piracy. I am super into all things skull and crossbones and pirate legend and lore and just all that cat though. I don't know why I keep mentioning him, but he's just doing wild things, so it's really throwing me off. Treasure Goddess yarn makes just she dyes yarn. I believe she designs patterns as well, but she has started doing stickers. Her logo is so dang cute. Can I put a pirate hat on my fox? Probably not. It has nothing to do with my brand, but I do really like pirates. So I saw she had this. I needed this. I need this like full-size wall hanging or like entire back of my car decal. This is perfect. I love it. And then she had this as well. So these are just little stickers, not super big. Gonna go on my laptop with my little yarn alpaca from Sarah. And they will receive much love. So you can check out, I believe she was, no, I think it's her own website that I got these off of. I'm not sure if she has an Etsy. I'll link all the doodads. And you can go get some of her yarn, some of her patterns, and some of her adorable stickers. Does she have shirts? I would wear this shirt. Christine, I would wear this shirt. I would wear this shirt so much. There needs to be shirts. We're petitioning. And then the last thing I think I got, yes, this is knit content. I got a pair of Hiya Sharp flyers, which were described to me by my favorite yarn shop owner, Rachel of You and You in Windsor, Connecticut. They were described to me as if a 9-inch circular and a double-pointed needle had a baby, which is literally what is going on here. these needles got friendly and they made themselves a flyer baby. So these are from socks or small round things like, I guess, sleeves maybe. I think really with socks in mind. As I was telling her that the socks that I have been making, I've made 9-inch Xiaogu circulars, which I really like, but your hands get super cramped because you're making 9 inches, like the size of a chocolate chip cookie. You're holding this tiny little thing making a sock. I do not like DPNs, and I have yet to master magic loop. So I was like, I really like the 9 inches, but my hands are really crampy, and I think I need a different size or something. And she's like, well, have you tried these? First of all, I have never tried hiyas, and they are sharp. They are not kidding. The Xiaogu ones, my complaint with them is that the tip of... Do I have a Xiaogu? Nope, that's a full size. Are you enjoying this, everyone? And they're not in there. Okay, never mind. Oh, one more. Hang on. Whoop. Of course, it's the farthest one I can't reach. There you are. Okay, so the Xiaogu 9 inches. A single needle. They love their cords, but their tips are duller than I would like. So this is the hiya, and that's the Xiaogu. You can see that the hiya sharps are, as they say, much sharper. Can you see that? Probably not a ton, but I promise, way sharper. So the Xiaogu ones I feel like are a little too blunt for me. And just that 9-inch little circular thing, making a sock like this, it's tedious and crampy. But I really do want to get better at sock knitting. So I was complaining to Rachel, and she was like, well, I have a solution for you. These are a tad bit expensive. I think the Xiaogu ones are usually like, or price tag off, but I feel like I've paid like $11, $12 for these in shops and on Amazon. I have a couple different ones. But these were like $27. Not the cheapest, but I'm hoping that it changes my sock game. So instead of DPNs, where you're usually working with 5, you have like 4 needles with your stitches on them, and then one that you're working around with. And instead of the 9-inch, where you have just the single circular, you have 3. So you're going to have your sock, I guess, on 2 needles. So you're working in the round-ish, because it's flexible. So it's like you're on a round cable. Is this really doing anything for you? Are you really seeing any of this? Working on the 2, and you're working the stitches with this 3rd needle. Seems a little fiddly, but I think I'll be able to get the hang of it. I have not tried them yet. I have a pair of socks that I'm almost done with. I didn't bother showing you them today because I've seen them before, they're almost done. But I was doing them on the Xiaogu size 2s. These are 1.5s, so I didn't want to switch over, obviously, because that would mess up the gauge. But my next pair of socks I am going to attempt to do on these 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. Oh, I just stabbed myself in the belly. So with these hiya flexible situations. And I will let you know how that goes. I feel like I'm going to like them a lot more. If anybody has any experience with these, let me know. Any tips or tricks? I feel like there'll be less laddering than I usually get with DPNs. And DPNs, there's just too many. It's like knitting with a cactus. There's too many things sticking out all over the place. And I just cannot get the hang of magic loop. I'll get there eventually. But again, there's just like too much stuff hanging out. I just want a tiny, compact little thing. So these will hopefully be a game changer. And yeah, we'll see. With little pink stitch marker. I'm reading the stuff on the back. Sorry, that's what I'm staring at. Little single light bulby shaped stitch marker. And yeah, that's that. Oh, I do have one more thing. One more thing that I purchased, but I'm probably gonna return. I didn't show you any whips today because I'm kind of in between projects. Like I said, I just finished that sweater and all the stuff for my daughter. But I bought yesterday with the intention of making. I like it on screen. I don't know. I'm torn on this yarn. So I bought the pattern for, I think it's called the Pocket Raglan Sweater, or Raglan Pocket Sweater, or something. I'll tag it. And again, she's Polish. I might be mispronouncing. Her name is spelled like Sylwia with a W, so I think it's just Sylwia, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's pronounced with a V sound. I don't speak Polish. But Sylwia of crochet, I think it's my Crochetory, which I think is like Crochet Factory or Crochet History or Crochet Laboratory, I don't know, Crochetory, on Ravelry and the like. She has a blog as well. She has some really beautiful shawl patterns. I think she's one of the bloggers or associate, whatever, blogging program for that company that everyone pronounces differently in the UK and Europe. Sheepies. The one with the S and the H and the C and the Eepies. Yes. So I think she's one of their bloggers, but she, I think back in December, fairly recently put out, I will put in a picture because I haven't printed out the pattern yet, and this is the extent of what I've done. So I can't show you, but it is a oversized, boxy, it almost looks like a drop shoulder fit, but it is a Raglan top down, like the Raglan shape, an oversized, boxy, two-toned sweater with a little pocket on the front. I'm planning on making it solid colored. I don't want the two-toned, but I really wanted to get the pattern and kind of learn from it, because something that she uses in the pattern that I haven't really seen in a lot of crochet patterns, definitely available in knitting patterns, but not so much crochet, is she uses short row shaping, which is super common in knitting. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically you make the back neckline, or like the back collar shoulder area, you do some short rows, so rows that don't go all the way around, some shorter rows that are going to give you a little bit more length and depth in the back. So if you've ever made like a 2-panel like square sweater and the front like pulls up, it's just the way your body is shaped with your shoulders and whatnot, you need a little bit more room back. I don't really understand the anatomy of how it works, but it's probably not complicated. But you just a little bit more room in the back keeps the neckline from doing that choky thing, which nobody likes. So I was really interested to see that she has employed short rows in crochet, which is something I've been thinking about doing, but I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. So I'm going to work through her pattern and kind of glean some stuff there. Not copying, not stealing. My idea is completely different, separate thing, so I'm going to kind of mess around with that. But I really like the oversized fit. I've been wanting to do an oversized, because I really like boxy. Like I said, I like boxy, no shaping, loose fitting, long pullover sweater design, but I'm not sure if I do raglan or not, or yoke, or I haven't decided yet. But something pullover that has some shaping with short rows so that it's not pulling up and choking you, because that is what I really hate about crocheted and or knitted garments without shaping in them. So it calls for sport weight. She uses the Sheepies, whatever it is, something, sport weight yarn. And you need quite a bit of yardage because it's a fairly large sweater, and it's got a very big size range, and I've looked at the pattern and it's laid out very nicely and seems very clear, and I think it's her first garment pattern, and I was very impressed with that. I haven't started yet, so I don't know how well it's gonna work out, but it looks like it's beautifully done. But yeah, so I got this, Lion Brand, can you explain to me why this yarn is called Amazing, hey there, Amazing Lace, but it's fingering weight? So originally I was thinking if I got this and held it double, that would probably bring me to a sport weight. But yeah, this is definitely not lace weight. Maybe a lighter type fingering yarn, but it's not lace. There's not a ton of readily available sport weight, at least carried in stores that I could look at the colors and touch, sport weight yarns that aren't baby colors. And I didn't want to splurge too much on a sweater quantity for this because that's kind of an experimental. I think I'm going to like the outcome, but I'm not positive, so I didn't want to buy a ton of fancy pants yarn to experiment on. So I wanted to get something that was easy to get. So I got this. This has insane yardage in it. It's like 1,000 something yards. 1,017 yards. But I was planning on holding it double to achieve sport weight, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to actually do that. And I am hesitant to unravel it because then I can't return it. Also, I have mixed feelings on this color purple. As you can see, it is kind of it's called eggplant trellis, which I don't know why, because this is not eggplant purple, nor is it trellis purple. What is trellis purple? Eggplant to me is probably more like this color, like a deep blacky, bluey, purple plum. This has got a lot more red, violety. I guess violet isn't the same as red hues. But it's got, I don't know, it's a different color. It's a brighter, more vibrant purple. This is the One Skein Wonder Cowl, and that's this purple. I really like this purple. This is what I want. I'm not sure I'd wear a sweater in this, especially not an oversized kind of statement-y looking sweater. I feel like this is a little Barney purple or Disney princess purple or something. So I have mixed feelings on this in oversized garment format, and I'm not sure I'd be able to get a gauge anyway. So I think I may bring this back. Comment below. How do we feel about this purple? It's an acrylic nylon mix. I don't know. I wanted it in black, but it is sold out everywhere in black, probably because people realized it was a cheap fingering yarn. And yeah, my Joann did not have any other quantities large enough, because I got 4 skeins just to be safe. Probably only going to need 3 held double, but I wanted to make sure I got them while they were in stock. But yeah, there's a gray, but it's like a light, like, I don't know, light elephant colored gray. I wouldn't wear that. So if I could find a charcoal or a black in sport or lace weight that I could hold double, I feel like I'd be cool with that. I probably should just get that Hobby Lobby Soft and Sleek DK, which is really sport weight anyway, and make it in that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to return this and get black or gray in that Hobby Lobby yarn. They just did the 30% off week, so I'll probably have to wait another 2 or 3 weeks for them to all go on sale again, because I'm cheap like that. So yeah, Amazing Lace is probably going back, unless y'all convince me. I think it looks pretty with my skin and my green eyes, but it's just a little too purpley for me. I spent about 17 years of my life refusing to wear purple, so still won't wear pink. This is just too purple. So yeah, I need something this color. Or a nice true plum. We'll put this back up here, away from the trotting cat, and we will bring it back to Joann, I think. I think that wraps up all the content I have for you. We're just going to kind of end right there. Yeah, that's it. Nope, it's not. Just kidding. Like I said, my birthday is coming up. We're going to the Fiber Festival. I did want to mention that I'm going to be doing a pattern sale of all of my patterns. I only do sales on Ravelry because Etsy just slays you with the fees. So I do Ravelry sales, so I will, I haven't set it up yet, but I think I was going to do, I'll just say right now, I think I'm going to do BCC B-Day 20. I'll put it on the screen. I think I'm going to run it from Friday the 7th through Sunday the 9th of February 2020, and it's going to be 20% off all of my Ravelry patterns, because this is my last year in my 20s. So we're going to have a 20% off sale. Also, side note, totally thought I was turning 30 this year. And my husband's like, no, you're not. So yeah, I'm actually turning 29, so that's cool. Like I said, I'm not into birthdays or ages or parties or presents or any of that. So I kind of lost track somewhere. But yeah, I guess I'm turning 29, so that's not 30. So we're going to enjoy my last little minute in my 20s and have a pattern sale. So you can jump on over to Ravelry and snag any of my patterns 20% off. Yeah. So that is truly it. I think I covered all of the things. This was kind of a long episode, but I had a lot that I wanted to share with you. So if you made it this far, thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching. If you want to like and subscribe, like I said, that'll be great for getting you more content and boosting my channel so that people can find me a little bit more and show up on like that little sidebar and suggestions and all of that. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back. And yeah, next time I'll have some more pattern releases and hopefully a bunch of stuff I bought at the Fiber Festival. Some stuff, a lot of stuff, no stuff, I don't know, stuff. Vlog will be coming out with that soon. There's going to be a couple pattern drop videos coming at you. Stitch tutorials, all the good stuff. Yep. Thanks for making it through this with me and my trotting cat. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you next time in episode 5. Thanks, guys. Bye. More cat trotting just happened. Something fell. We're wrapping this up. Bye, guys. Thank you.